Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, Oscar.
Yes?
How's it going?
It's going well, man. Happy Friday.
It's great to be here, isn't it?
It's great. It's beautiful.
Wait, hold it. Do you hear something?
No, hold on a second.
I think there might be someone at the door.
I'll get it.
Good.
Ah!
Oh, look who's here.
I'm here for my 10:30 appointment.
I didn't realize you'd be in today.
Oh, hey.
How you doing, Bane?
Bane,
Bane, my
welcome.
man.
This doesn't look like a doctor's office to me.
So
No.
you thought you were going to a doctor?
If you want to catch a
I have
mortgage, we can send you next door.
I have a colonoscopy.
Oh, you are getting older. You want to
I-
stay ahead of that.
I don't see any nurses. Where do I fill out my medical forms?
I don't think we have any nurses, but if you want just sort of a...
Silence!
Oh, sorry.
Would you like my insurance card?
I don't want your insurance card.
I thought Gotham Insurance burned down.
Gotham Insurance has not burned down. It has risen from the ashes, much like me. I am here simply to achieve what every American wishes to achieve: a healthy lifestyle with proper medical attention.
How is your colon right now?
Silence!
Okay.
Would you like my
You're really hard to talk to.
Would you like my insurance card?
I don't need your insurance card because, as I tried to tell you before, it's not a medical facility.
I have an insurance card from Bain Cross, Bain Shield.
Yeah.
Bain Cross and Bain Shield. I'm here for my preventative colonoscopy.
Well, we're going to need your copay then.
When I was deep down in a pit growing up, they played with that area of my body.
Oh.
Things were thrust into me that no mere mortal could survive. But I was mentally strong, and I rose above. I got out of the pit, and now I'm here for my colonoscopy, and I must ask you again.
Yes.
Do you want my insurance card?
Okay, I'll play along. Yes,
Please.
I'd love to have your insurance card.
Please.
There we go. I'm ready for my procedure.
It's all tattered and burned.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yes, it has some burn marks. I have come through many, many fires, but Gotham will survive!
Now, before we, since we're not really a licensed medical office, we can really only give it a cursory once-over. But
Yeah, but I'll take a copy, and I need your ID as well, if you don't mind.
Would you like my number? I've got it. It burned off on the lower right-hand corner. My group policy
tell
number.
us what it is.
666-66-66-6666.
Oh, I see that. All right.
And Mr. Bain,
Yes.
we're going to need $20 up front.
$20.
That's
Let
the
me reach
copay. It
into
says
my
it on the
satchel.
back.
Normally, one of my henchmen provides me with my cash. Perhaps you could send the bill to B.M. Wayne.
No.
B.M. Wayne.
Look
Why
what-
don't you
look what
send
the
the
sign says.
$20 bill to Batman?
Look what the sign says. We expect our copays at time of service.
Mr.
No, I'm
Bain.
not looking. The sign I'm looking at says Tech 411.
Simply a technicality.
Mr. Bain, it says here in the system that your middle name's Bartholomew.
Yes, Bartholomew Bain. Now the great secret is out, but you don't need to use the Bartholomew. You can simply call me Bain, but don't call me late for supper.
I like when you keep it lighthearted. Now, before we start the
Keep
exam,
it light, as Oscar would say, keep it tight.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at these guns. Look at these guns on me. I could break any mere mortal man in two.
Do you work out in a traditional workout room, or do you use rocks and big tires?
or is it just
No.
climbing out of the pit?
I go to a very nice gym in Gotham called BaneFit.
Banefit. That's right.
BaneFit, yes. It's designed for people with masks.
Do you work out in the dark like Mike O'Mara?
I do not work out in the dark. I do not eat green eggs and ham. I do not eat them, Sam. I am.
Well, we don't want to
Silence!
You're going to have to
I just
loosen
like
your
saying
straps.
that to you. I just like saying that to you, Ralph.
If we're going to do this exam, you're going to have to
Yes.
loosen your straps.
You're going to do the exam in here? I thought I would be at least provided with some sort of local anesthesia.
We can give you a beer.
Oh, you do not drink. I do not drink alcohol.
Why not?
Where is my IV? Where is the nurse? What are you doing? You are lying to me. This is not a medical office. It looks to me like you are planning some sort of clandestine military operation with all of these bells and whistles. What are you up to?
There's
Spivak?
nothing Candlestein going on here. What you need to do is, if you're going to insist on us checking out your ass, you're going to need to play by our rules.
Let me take a look at the address. Hold on just a second. Well, all I have is a street, Wisconsin Avenue. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe I have gotten the wrong address, and my appointment is indeed scheduled for tomorrow, not today.
So you're wrong on all
Well,
counts.
I suppose I will do what I always do in this circumstance. I will make the best of it, and I will improvise. I've been in this neighborhood before, and I know how to kill an afternoon.
How's that?
I'm going to Good Guys.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey, look here, fellas. You guys gonna have to order from the drive-thru menu.
What happened to the White Castle?
What?
There used to be a White Castle right here in this location. Where is it?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but Burger Shack, they bought this location about 4 years ago.
Please tell me there's another White Castle in town.
No.
Are you sure?
Do I look like the kind of brother that would be unsure about something like that?
Should we just eat here?
Hey, psst. There's a White Castle that's open 24 hours up in Cherry Hill. It's about 45 minutes from here.
I can make the trip if you're willing to.
Tomorrow I got a load of work to finish.
Ding dong. May I interject for a second? As a Burger Shack employee for the past 3 years, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that if you're craving White Castle, the burgers here just don't cut it. In fact, just thinking about those tender little White Castle burgers. Those little itty-bitty grilled onions that just explode in your mouth like flavor crystals every time you bite into one. Just makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Let's burn it down! Let's burn it! So, you guys maybe should just suck it up and go to White Castle.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cabby Fiber Studios and heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 25 million downloads. Heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KC Jaja in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Mike, she is in that chair. It's Blanche Enzor of Iowa City, Iowa.
But you are listening, Blanche.
You are in that chair.
Hold on, I should check that. But you are in the KCJJ database, Blanche. You are.
Are you excited, Mike, that now that we're nearing the end of the KCJJ Listener of the Day promotion?
Yes. Am I excited? I am very excited. Absolutely.
As you should be. As you
The
should
Mike
be.
O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why?
Why, Mike? Why?
Because they get it. And now we have to bring that music down and bring the other music in because,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you this portion of TMOS is brought to you by Compulsive 3.0 for iOS and Android. Compulsive 3.0 has been released. Take your scores to the next level with all new power-ups. Now you can dust off tiles, clean colors away, and organize the board however you want for 10 seconds. With 3 game modes, multiplayer, and the new power-ups, what's not to like? Apple featured Compulsive 3.0 as a best new game on iTunes. The LA Times said, quote, "If Ellsworth Kelly designed a video game, it would look like TM Soft's Compulsive. Who the hell is Ellsworth Kelly?
He's the guy that does things that looks like that.
He's famous.
Very famous.
Copy written by Todd Moore. And we think that's a compliment. Everyone else, please download the update and then leave a 5-star review for Compulsive. It's a free download, and the game is a lot of fun. Remember, those 5-star reviews would mean the world if you got online and gave a 5-star review to the game. Compulsive. Again, that's Compulsive 3.0 by TM Soft. 100% fluoride free. That's not mine. That's Rob's. That was a good line.
Pretty good.
Thank you, Todd Moore. Thank you for the business.
Great game. Still a great game.
Yeah, thanks for the business, and congratulations. Featured as one of the best new games on the App Store.
Yeah.
And really, when he says, and I don't ever really get a hot call from Todd. It's usually a hot call to yell at me. But this time was a hot call. Pretty please, can you please start running compulsive ads? He just found out yesterday, and it only happens once in a blue moon, so it's big for a local company. It's big for our friend Todd Moore. Give him a 5-star review. Download it. Write something nice. Support the cause.
Do you ever?
I'm not telling my wife, though. I'm not going to tell my wife because she is compulsive.
You lost her for like 6 months when the game came out.
Yes, she is compulsive about compulsive.
Do you ever make any hot calls, so-called, to Todd?
No.
Because you could give him a hot call and find out who Ellsworth Kelly is. That'd be great.
Yeah, I actually read that article in the LA Times when it came out, and I
Rofo,
said,
look up Ellsworth Kelly, please.
I said, well, does Todd know this lady? And I called Todd and I said, how do you know this lady at the LA? No. This woman just stumbled onto this game and started playing it and was so enamored with it. And again, the new upgrade that has a bunch of different new features.
You know,
she just gushed about it. She gushed about it.
It is a great game.
It's wild.
I'm realizing now that I have a real comfort zone with Rofo in the studio because he's faster than Mac. He processes
and
he processes faster than Mac, and he's always got that computer in front of him. And I'm realizing now that this should be the rule of thumb, Rofo. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Because I'm comfortable with this. I think anytime we start discussing a name or we're on something that we might not feel like we have a lot of knowledge about, you dive right in. And then if you've got something, you go ahead and feel free to raise that intern hand of yours.
Absolutely. Ellsworth Kelly is a 91-year-old American painter, sculptor, and printmaker.
Printmaker, Mike.
I love Rofo. I really. You don't have to ask him twice. I do.
He
makes me smile. He does. He's always prepared. I like that.
Remember when you used to slander him when he first came in?
Yes, I slandered him. And you know what? And you know why I slandered him, Oscar? I slandered him because of the way he looked.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, Mike, and you know what? In retrospect, that's not right. That's not right at all.
That's not right at all. And then I slandered him up in Maine when he could have used a shower, and he went and got a shower, and he smelled like daisies for the rest of the week. But yes.
Do you remember when he started here, and you looked at him, and I looked at you, and we went out and keyed his car? I realize now that was not the right way to start the friendship. I'm glad we've gone past that.
Yeah, well, it's I would say to our man Pony Boy Matt Bloom, look over at that big old baby Huey to your right, okay, and take some cues from him, okay, because I have a project that I'll be working on with Matt Pony Boy Bloom after the show today.
Yes,
and my feeling about that already is Napoleon.
No, okay. It's going to be great.
It's Rob, it is already a clusterfuck. I'm sorry, but I have to use that. And it is because
Jesus.
Oscar, you weren't here for the discussion. So the discussion yesterday, and I think you were here for that one.
I missed the apologies. I'm so sorry.
That's another discussion.
The one yesterday consisted of we're installing new equipment, and so Pony needed to send me a link, and it's really straightforward. I didn't know what it was because it wasn't communicated to me, but it's basically a website that allows a PC and a Mac to work together. That's all. That's really all it is.
So you can grab all your porn.
But he said, I'll send it to you this afternoon, or I'll send it early tomorrow morning so you'll be ready to go, and you can set it up, and then after the show, we'll be ready to go with installing the camera. Well, Pony, I come in and I said, where's the email? And he said, I sent it to you. Well, he sent it to me while we were talking, 5 seconds before the show started.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? Do I have the facts wrong? I mean, that's kind of the way it went,
Just the
isn't
facts.
No, you got it right, but I had a million things to do when I got in this morning because
Yeah,
we
he
were
was locked out.
and
This whole thing happened. He's right.
He was locked
kind of a
out.
mess.
That's
What
a-
about
that's
sending
sad.
it yesterday, though?
But here's my point. It's always something.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but that's the cross he
It is-
bears.
it
Pony,
is always
unfortunately, is a
something.
victim of his own own surroundings. Like, it can never be easy for Pony. Look at him. The fact that he's alive and kicking
Well,
right now
the
is
reason
shocking
that
to me.
he is bearing a cross is because he has the same physique as Christ when he was crucified.
As Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does.
Yeah.
He looks like one of the really
At
graphic.
the very end.
Yeah, like Mike, like the scariest crucifix in the Catholic Church.
Right,
I mean,
right,
really
right.
big one. And he does bring it on himself.
Pony's got a lot better, though.
He
Think
has.
about where he started. We're
Well, he
building
knows-
him up. We're building him
Oscar,
up.
at this point in time,
Yes.
he's still here. If we all
Yeah,
hated
but
Pony
remember
Boy,
when you wanted to fire him?
well, I want to fire him every month.
Yeah, it was at
But the fact is,
9:30 this
I-
morning.
Hey, listen, that skinny boy. Is he gonna work out or what?
That's way back. That one.
I
that
remember
goes
that,
way,
and
way,
I had to
way,
call
way
him
back.
And say, hey, Pony, Mike's calling me and yelling to me about you. Please help me. Please.
And then, as time marched on, it ended up where Oscar would occasionally call me to yell
Yeah.
about
I'll
Pony.
be like, oh,
And,
Pony!
But as a rule, if you look at the
That
grand
jerk.
scheme of it, like as MC Scat Cat sang, Mike, 3 steps forward, 2 steps
Oh,
back.
yeah.
What we're doing is we're advancing. We are advancing.
It's hammer
let me
time.
give you the irrefutable facts about the situation. Pony is and boys, feel free to chime in.
All right.
But this is the way I perceive Pony. I believe with all of the tension that is surrounding him
Right.
on occasion on this show, Pony is still loyal to this show. I believe
he's
that with all of my
100%.
He's
heart.
an effing 10.
100%.
And I believe that
Yeah.
that is the number one quality that he has, and that is why. And number two, he does ultimately get the job
He
done.
executes.
He does.
That's the way I look at it. And number three, because I've asked him 5,000 times, even though there is no fiber of his being that's able to communicate it to us,
Right.
I believe he is happy in his work.
He is. I had a
Even
great,
though-
I had a great talk with him this past week.
Mike, he's as happy
You-
as he's ever
well,
been.
you always do. You always do. I never do. It's not like he's going to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Mike, I just wanted to say, I'm really happy here." Now, did you initiate the
I
conversation?
pick up the phone and I call him. I say, I want to know how you're doing, how the commute's going, how the workload's coming along, who's helping you. I like to do that once in a while. A good manager should always touch base,
Sure.
So I
Yes.
touch base with him.
And Mike, it's
Absolutely.
not like you haven't, tried to communicate with him. It's not as if you've never invited him to your home in Maine for a week of vacation. I mean, gestures
Hey,
have
here
been
comes-
made.
That's a low blow.
Gestures have been made, is all I'm saying.
Remember when he said kick rocks?
I don't really have a dog in this
Here
fight.
comes
so-
that bus. Here comes that bus. Rob just pushed you under it.
And Pony is as happy as Pony can be. That's like
Yeah.
asking him it's like asking someone say that electric car you have, is it really fast? Well, it's fast for an electric car. Yeah, well,
Right.
he's happy for Pony. He's doing
Yes.
great.
He's doing
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So the whole process today, I really, really just hope, for a variety of reasons, that it goes smoothly. And I know, Pony, you're dreading it. I know you're dreading it because you know that this type of thing with me and my current depleted health situation that I'm in today is has the potential. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to use every ounce of my self-hypnosis to not fly off the handle. What we will do today,
Anton
okay?
Mesmer and his
Pony,
self-hypnosis.
here's the rule for today, all right?
Okay.
Today what we will do is we will give it the old college try. If we begin to get what I am just foreseeing to be the myriad of problems with this, then we're just going to quietly call it a day early
That
today.
sounds fun.
Just save it for another day so that we don't have to have you stressed out and I don't have to have my colon falling on the floor.
May I
that's
offer
what I'm
this?
looking
Sounds
for. Yes,
awful.
There are-
offer whatever you want.
There are a few steps at the front of this process that are going to require Mike. And after that, almost none. I would recommend that let's get Mike's participation taken care of and zipped up, and then, Mike, you can excuse yourself.
That's why
I am not a fan. I am not a fan of forcing certain computers to work with other computers. I believe that
don't go
It's
back
not
to
like
your
that.
60s days. Come on,
I
man.
I believe
Jesus, things have changed.
Yeah, I mean, when we fire up the ENIAC and we have to make it
no.
talk to
I'm
his-
talking about. I believe PCs are Macs are Israel and PCs are the Palestinians.
Mike, do you know how
and they
Other
will
way
never be
around.
harming.
Do you know how we bring you from Florida into the world right now on Ustream?
You bring me into the world by going from PC to PC.
No, we go PC to Mac.
PC to Mac.
Yes.
Oh, we do. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going PC to Mac. You mean that's how you bring me from Florida? Well, is the Telos thing a PC? Is that
No,
what it
the
is?
video is completely through a Mac.
Well, how good
Talking
does
to
that work?
talking to a PC.
Boy, Oscar, you should have bailed when you were ahead. Because we did not have a good time with the video today.
No, but it had worked for 9 months. It's Skype itself.
Yeah, it
That's
is
the
Skype.
problem.
It is Skype.
All
Rob,
right,
ladies
yes.
and gentlemen, Rob Ford.
Rob Ford has something to say.
Well, it is Friday, and the theme of this week has been why can't we all just get along? A
Yes.
lot of the topics of the hot topics of the day have been everybody likes to pick a side, and the country is not going to progress that way. And I think, Mike,
It's a very good
if you
point.
took your
Rob,
own
turn
advice,
his microphone off. Thank you very much. That's very good. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks for that contribution.
I
Okay,
love when he
okay.
checks in and throws our words back at us.
Yeah, DGH. You know what those initials mean? Hey, Rofo, you know what DGH means? Do you know what that? It's the prime directive. The boys know it. What's DGH? Come on,
Don't
what's
get
DGH?
happy.
Don't get happy.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You got cocky and thought you were talented.
Yeah, but really, some of that goes back to Mike because Mike said, "Say anything you want. I like you now." But you
No.
see, you blew it. You burned that building down. Don't talk.
Hey, Rob. So when I was talking before the show, and I don't want any names mentioned about what we were talking about,
Right.
but when I was talking about some issues we were having behind the scenes,
Right.
How did you sense the spiral when I started talking about that?
Yeah.
Because I do a whole when I get ranting, I do a whole Casey Kasem thing where
Yeah.
I'll start, and I'm really trying like hell today not to do that because everybody expects it of me
Mike,
because of the fact that I have my sick tum tum.
I've known you for a long time, and when you start to spiral, it's every bit as subtle as a jet crash. I can see, like all times there's planes in the air,
Yeah.
and then all of
Right.
a sudden you're, "Nee," and you go, "Oh,
Yeah.
look what's going to happen."
There's turbulence, and then not a second later, the oxygen tanks or the bags come down, the masks come down.
masks drop,
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
drop. You're like, all right, this isn't a drill.
Oscar and I have a policy: when the masks drop, we help ourselves, then we help each other.
You know how I know that I'm not myself when my wife says to me, "Hey, Michael William did this or that or that." I don't even remember what it was because I was like, "Oh yeah, hello,
boy.
hi, sweet guy. Hey, you're just yeah, that's adorable." And I just keep walking because I'm just out of it. And other than my entire digestive system shutting down, I'm having a very good time down here in Florida. Now, I'm not going to bitch about the fact that it's hot because you know what? I moved my ass down here.
You
so
decided
I'm getting,
to do that.
I decided to come down here. I said that I'd come down here.
I'm gonna live amongst the dying.
Yeah.
That's right.
Actually, Mike, you sounded a little like Barker there. It wasn't so much O'Reilly.
I said that I would live down, as Oscar so eloquently said, among the dying. And what I didn't expect is that I would so quickly join their club.
Yes, you sort of are, Mike, a health
yes.
chameleon. When you
I
are
am.
surrounded by the dying, you too become the dying. Because
I looked at Carla
last
last night. I looked at Carla last night. I said, this started when I came back. This is when I arrived back down here. I was fine. I was running all over Maine. I was fantastic. Breathing that good sea air, enjoying myself. Doing push-ups. Running around, having a great time. Well, maybe not doing the push-ups, but come back here and it's just suddenly. The whole time I've been down here,
Is there any chance
It's been
at all-
horrible.
Is there any chance at all that Carla is slowly poisoning you?
There could
Oh
be.
my God!
Like a little bit of arsenic? Just a
There
little
could
bit
be,
every day, and that
She's
that
had
will build
enough.
up. Mhm.
Finally.
Did you make that tea, or did she?
She made a comment earlier this week that was something along the lines of when you're gone.
Yes.
And we're like in a we're in the
no.
we're in the parking lot of I think a Home Depot, and she said something along the lines of, and when you're gone, I want to make sure. And I said, excuse
Oh,
me,
my
stop it for a
God.
second. And I said, you just said that so routinely. You
Yeah.
said that so completely.
Well,
She
effortlessly.
didn't. She
It
didn't
just,
mean you like going to the store. She meant when you were gone.
Beanbags
Go-
don't
like,
last
gone.
forever.
gone from the world.
Yeah.
They have a shelf life.
I think I've told you this. The most horrifying thing Carrie ever did to me, we were sitting in church, and because we're both children at heart and not very religious, she passed me a note during the sermon. And she had opened up the offering envelope and turned it into a piece of paper. And she wrote with the little golf course pencil, she wrote, "Who do you want your pallbearers to be?"
Oh, my God.
In church.
In church.
That's
and I
so
said,
sensitive.
really, what kind of steps did her mental process have to take? Because it started out with love thy neighbor. How many jumps did she have to take before she got to Rob's in a box? Who's going to carry him? By the way, Mike, you were mentioned.
You better start working out.
You know what? Speaking of church.
Just saying, you know.
So true. So true.
You know what? I will tell you, speaking of church, you jogged my memory.
Yeah.
And I hate to do the homophobic stuff, but I will tell you a story about just an awkward moment. And this is ridiculous, but it's something that happens. It's something they do at the new church that we go to.
Okay.
And I was filled with dread and discomfort over something very silly.
Okay.
And you'll laugh at me and mock me, and that's
cool.
what the show is anyway. So we'll take a break and come back with the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey folks, it's your old buddy Rob with a cordial invitation for you and the entire family. This Sunday, August 24th, join me and the Manassas Symphony Orchestra for Jukebox Sunday afternoon. I will be your charming host or guest DJ for a free Pops concert at the Harris Pavilion right in the city of Manassas. Come on out and hear tributes to the movie Frozen, Simon and Garfunkel, the great Henry Mancini, Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and a few surprises. It's a hell of a band and the concert is free. And so is the ice cream social after the concert. And trust me, kids love ice cream. The Harris Pavilion is at 9201 Center Street, and the show starts at 3 p.m. Bring a lawn chair and get ready for a great time. I'll see you there.
Yes, Jim Villani, the director of the Manassas Symphony Orchestra. There he is at Harris Pavilion, making his way up to the stage, and he's oh dear, oh my God, I'm terribly sorry. Oh, Jim, you know I do that because I love you. Anyway, welcome back to the show. So we've been goofing around for a few weeks about our Amazon page, and that is fine, but we need to remind you one very important fact. Shopping through our Amazon portal remains the single best way to support this show. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it means the world to us. The next time you need to buy anything, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website, then shop like you normally would. It's that simple. And, Rob, I know you've got somebody very special that helped us out with Amazon.
This is a great guy. Will not embarrass him by name, but I want to read you his shopping list from one-day purchase, okay?
Yeah.
Listener of the week by far. He bought a Surface Pro 3 with a matching dock and keyboard, a Canon 60D camera with a macro lens, a long lens, a wide-angle lens, a camera case, a bag, tripod, cleaning accessories, and Mike, he bought Tang. Astronauts drink it.
Yay!
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Amazon still sells tubas, Tang, brass knuckles, mayonnaise, and corrective shoes. If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. The best way to save money and support this show. Bookmark Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com and rest easy, my friend. I am embarrassed to say this. This is innocuous. It's very simple.
Sure.
But I'm still embarrassed because I shouldn't be like this. But I think, have we discussed, stop it, am I doing that every day?
Yes, but I love it.
Have we discussed on the show, I know Oscar's brought it up, the fact that I'm not a hugger. I don't like to hug.
You know,
right?
that's true.
I'm not a big hug guy.
We've exchanged a couple hugs, but it's always they've always been at really key situations. You're not a casual hugger.
No.
I'm very good with my son. I'm good with my wife. I'm very affectionate. However, I am truly awkward when it comes to physical greetings with men and women. I'm not. I just don't.
From your childhood, I would imagine.
I think it is derived because I remember
you didn't
I have
shown a lot of love. I imagine.
I have a distinct memory of my father not really being super demonstrative, but he was a loving man. He was a kind man, and he treated me kindly and lovingly. But there was not the overt. Kind of the Irish New England thing, not the overt.
Oh, I would say that would have to be
hugs.
New England. Irish would be huggers, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You would think not. I think more
you're
Italian.
hammered. You're like, I love you.
I suppose it's different, yeah. But
no, let me tell you how the Irish.
How about the Irish Mike at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Well, how that manifests itself is, I would look. You guys were up in Maine.
Yes.
You see the way I interact with my family. You witnessed it. You've been an
it's like
eyewitness
a business
to
meeting.
it.
It is. It's very cordial.
Yeah.
And cool.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know if I describe it as a business meeting, but it's not. But it's cordial.
Hi, Ted.
Yeah.
Hi, Billy. Nice to meet you. Oh, we haven't seen each other in 2 years. It's a pleasure to do business with you again.
Yeah, it was every bit as intimate as one of the corporate parties we went to in Vegas.
Exactly.
It was without the thumping bass. That's what
So,
it was.
It's something that I don't do a lot, and I don't think about it a lot. It's not something where I'm going to, I got to go make that change, but that's just the way I am. So it was very, very, I just want to say it was a weird experience where I know that in certain churches, everybody's experienced this, where at a certain point in the service, I think it's the Lord's Prayer. I think that's what you say, and you are to hold hands with the person next to you.
Yes, during the Lord's Prayer.
And so the first day we did this, we were in the back row, and there's a little guy next to me, and it was fine. It's like a little kid, and we hold hands for, I'm not sure what part of the service it is, but there's a prayer or something like that, and we hold hands.
Was
when
it a
this
little
is going
sweaty
on.
hand? I hate that.
No, it was just, but it's a little kid's hand. And it was
germs.
a little kid's hand, and I didn't really think about it, but it was
Like a
it was
gremlin.
probably like an 11 or 12-year-old boy, and I felt a little bit, weird
Who
doing
wouldn't
that.
feel
And then-
weird about that?
But it's, hand holding.
You know what?
Flash forward to last week. We go in there and we're sitting in the church, and a younger couple comes in, and the guy is,
really hot.
He's
He dressed well. Seersucker
He's
suit.
got some of those tight pants on that the kids love.
Yeah.
And by the way, people of Glover Park, I am sick and tired of your rose-colored pants. Quit wearing red pants. They're
Right.
everywhere up here. Was he
Yeah,
wearing
pants.
tight red pants, Mike?
pants with a waist size on you that you'd just be able to put it in your boutonniere.
That's right.
It's like a little ornament.
Can I borrow those to blow my nose, please?
But the fact is, so the time comes, and I've got Carla on my right, and I'm standing next to this guy.
Yeah.
And it's it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Does that mean that I am ultimately homophobic? Is that what that means?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it's your generation, to be fair to you.
Well, yeah, it's always my generation.
But, okay.
My generation. Yeah, back when Herbert Hoover was in the White House.
Here's the
Jesus.
litmus test, Mike. What if instead of the handsome young fellow, you were standing next to his box wife? Wouldn't you feel equally as uncomfortable holding the
talking
hand of
about-
the box wife?
Spiewak, you're talking about church.
Oh, Mara, I know what I'm talking about,
You're
but she
talking
was
about
hot,
church,
wasn't she?
Spiewak. Huh?
She was hot, wasn't she?
You know what?
Do you
You
have
really
a-
make me. You sometimes
I'm not
you've got
asking
that
about her
sixth sense.
gap.
Yeah. Okay, she was.
Yeah, of course.
Ah, yeah.
So if
She
it had
was.
switched
Send
and you
us a
were next to
picture.
her, don't know, and crop yourself out of it. If you were standing next to the lady and you were expected to hold her delicate porcelain hand,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't you feel equally as uncomfortable? What it is?
Probably.
It's
Yeah, I probably would. I
It's
don't
not
like.
homophobia. It's stranger
I don't-
danger.
I don't like hand holding with strangers. It's not something
Mike,
I.
you know,
but
I'm all about
Yeah.
kisses and hugs. You know that, especially when,
when
I'm
you're
hammered,
drunk.
When I'm
When you're
hammered.
drunk. Yeah. Right.
No,
Sitting on laps.
I remember even as a
Hate
younger
that when
man.
he does that.
He did it to my father.
Papa.
Oh, I hate that's what I hate.
He's done it to me multiple times. Down in the Florida house, he crawled into my bed.
Hey,
Ridiculous.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
like
between us.
ridiculous. Yes.
So,
But be fair, you kicked him out 4 hours later.
I had to put a bolt lock. All I did was put a bolt lock on the door to keep him out late at night. It's like,
So-
and I'm sitting there. And it's like all I'm hearing all night long is just this constant, Papa. God, Jesus.
If I
Christ.
hear Papa, it's like hearing an air raid siren. I run for
know.
cover. I want
Clear the
nothing to
decks.
do with it. I'm
Clear the
gonna
decks.
lock my
Yeah,
room.
yeah. And I don't doubt that somewhere down the road, that combo, that Cerrito Santana combo, that is absolutely like TNT, that will be put together.
Quicksilver.
And now in my current situation, it's going to be even more hell on earth for
Yeah.
me. It's going to be even worse. But I feel that I should be more. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Open?
Liberal.
open.
Open to it's not a big deal.
Well,
but I just
physical
sat there.
contact.
And really, to be honest with you, this is my hand, like during the whole hand-holding prayer thing, right?
Like a
and
hug.
I'm thinking about it the whole time, and then when it's done, it's like, amen.
All right.
You know, I broke the grip like as soon, probably a little early.
How do
'cause
you-
It was just,
on the
It made me
M
feel.
of
It
amen.
makes me feel creepy.
You
I
got to
don't
get an
know
aisle
why.
seat so you're at least 50% less.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the key.
Yeah,
You know what? Thank you very. There
That's
you
right.
go. See, that's why we have these discussions.
What you gotta
'cause
do, Mike,
ultimately, it helps me out.
Light up the usher, and he'll get you an aisle seat.
Don't have to. At this time of year, no problem.
Now,
They're all
what
coming
about
back,
how do you
but-
do during? Do they offer a sign of Christ's peace? How do you do
Well,
during
that's
that?
that I do fine with that. That's looking people in the eye. That I'm like, bring it.
But
Come
do
on
you
in from-
shake?
let's go three. I shake. Yeah, absolutely.
You shake the
I bring,
hand?
yeah, bring them from 3 aisles back. I don't care. I'll walk the whole room.
Oh,
I'll do
you're
the
not.
whole room
Oh,
and
I
shake
don't
hands.
like when people leave their
Oh,
pew.
yeah, that's the worst.
It's
You're
like
No,
they're
but I
showing
like
off.
I like
They're
glad
trying to get
handing.
elected.
Yeah, you're like, are you running for anything?
I
How
like
you doing?
glad
How you
handing.
doing? Glad to see you. Glad
You
to
know,
see
at
you.
the meet and greets, and at live shows, I actually don't mind doing the handshaking unless you get that incredible hands like a chamois that's been dipped in olive oil.
Well, a lot of them-
then it gets to be a little dicey.
Mike, there's a certain subset of our listeners that get very excited. And,
Very excited,
and
and
it
it manifests itself in the palm and in the gums. That's where it seems to happen. Yeah. Where it's right. Am I right, Rob? Is it always the combination?
You're right. You're
If you are shaking the hand of somebody that is seriously soaking wet, you're going to get a breath explosion at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the way it normally is. Like,
It is.
I want to tell you, I really love what you do, and I'm just sitting there going, okay, let's break the grip here before vomit sets in. Thank you.
Glad you had a
Thank you very
chance to
much.
load up on
I truly-
hummus before the show
I truly
because it
appreciate
was
that.
delicious. Like
How
the
was
movie
that
The Fog.
scampi? How was that scampi last November that you didn't floss with?
My
But
favorite two
anyway.
words: casino scampi.
Casino scampi. Yeah, the $9.95 scampi dinner at the casino restaurant. Yeah, and really, hey, it's a live show. There's really no need to shower.
We're going
but
over to
anyway.
the frontier, Mike. We're headed to the frontier for the $9 scampi.
Yeah, so it's but you know what? I'm going, and I'm very happy with it, and I am getting a lot out of it. And the plan we had all along was that when we had the little guy, that we were going to bring him up in that kind of structure because I think it's very, very good for children, and they focus on children. And I kind of like the overall general tone of the service, and I am very fond of the pastor, and so we're in. I put myself in the database and everything, which means that's when they get you. That's when they get their hooks into you. So I'm fine with that. I
If
have no problem. with that.
Mike, if you hold your son during that, you won't have to hold hands at all.
He went to the nursery last week.
Oh, you trust that?
Oh, stop that. Jesus Christ, stop that, Rob. Of course.
Well,
they have it right next to that's where the little kid. Why did you say, now why, stop it. Are you being serious?
No, I mean, it's just, I don't think that it's like
Jesus.
unsafe as far as the care.
It's not unsafe, for God's
That's what I
sake.
said. It's not, but it's just, there's a lot of germs.
It's
just
not,
make sure you.
Well, first of all, it's not bad for kids to be exposed to some germs when
Okay.
they're growing up to build up their immune system.
That's true.
Yeah.
What about the elderly?
The elderly, not so good. We keep them away from.
Is
the
it like a
elderly.
glassed off room?
No, it's actually a separate building right next to the church itself.
My
It's,
parents
it's
told
right
me
there.
that they told me we were going to go to church when I was very, very little. I don't remember this, but they told me this, and they said, "But don't worry, you'll be sitting in the crying room." And I had envisioned something.
We had a crying room at my church that I grew up in, my Catholic church.
I envisioned
crying room?
I envisioned a room where they
Yeah.
made you cry.
What is
and
that?
my parents
The
said
crying
I
room at the
flipped out.
Catholic church, at my Catholic church, the crying room was like this. You'd open up the door and then you'd hear.
It was a soundproofed room.
We had that at St. Catherine's. I thought it was just a short. If you wanted to go to church for like 15 minutes, so you
Well,
jump in
the
there
way
and roll out.
at St. Paul's in Glastonbury, Connecticut, the way the crying room was set up was a big glass window at the very back of the church, and it was like I was thinking, what? So the mothers could hold the little screaming babies, and what were they? Lip readers? Is that the way it was
they
supposed
piped
to?
in audio. In ours,
Oh,
they piped
did.
in audio. Yeah.
Oh, they probably did it this one. I was never put in there. But this nursery he hangs out and he plays with little toys, and they're like two other kids of that age that are there. And we went there, and it was kind of, even during a church service, it's kind of a break for Carla to just chill out. And it was the first time we'd ever gone to a service without the little guy. And it's also socialization for him down here. You know, God knows he's not going to get any in this neighborhood.
Needs to see kids.
yeah, but his
how was
manners with adults are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, he'll be like
yeah,
a
his
grown-up.
manners will be very good. We take
Yeah.
him out a lot
Yeah.
around.
It's like a little politician.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I grew up. I didn't play with. I hung out with my parents and my older brother and sister all the time.
And you socialized,
Yeah,
and it
you
helps.
learn how to communicate with adults.
It accelerates your socialization.
Yes.
That's
How
exactly
would you
what it does.
How would you characterize the celebrant of your church?
Terrific. That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
That's
Boy,
absolutely
is a
why
boy
I'm
or
there.
a girl?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Okay.
It's a boy and younger guy.
That's
And-
good, Mike.
And really just super great. Really, actually, all right, do you really want to know the real truth?
Yeah, I do.
The real truth
Good-looking
is
crowd?
that the first, no, I didn't really, no, to be honest with you, it's a church crowd. So, I mean, it's, it's what it is. But the fact is, during his little talk there, it actually was, I thought, something that kind of affected me, and
Oh,
I got actually during one particular part of it, I looked over at Carla and I got a little verklempt. I got the old Irish up in that situation because the service, which is Episcopalian/Lutheran, is kind of similar, in a lot of ways to what I
Sure.
grew up doing in the Catholic Church, and so I have a lot of memories and stuff like that. And so I tend to get a little. I'm looking at Oscar right now. I tend to get a little emotional when I'm in a church environment. I do. That's the truth.
This is
I
like
get a
your
little emotional.
The third week you've gone. Keep it in your
That's
pants.
the third way. Well, technically, if you count Maine, that little chapel up in Maine,
Yes.
that was 4 weeks.
Okay,
so
so
this is
seventh
4,
week.
5, 6, 7th week. Yes, 7. Are you going to poo-poo 7 weeks
I'm
of
just
attendance?
saying, don't beat your chest yet. Go for
I'm
a
not
year.
beating
we
my
can talk
chest.
About it. I go
I'm
to
not-
church.
how am I beating
I'm
my-
so good. Look at me. I've changed my life.
I'm not saying that, you douchebag. I'll show you how good I am. You goddamn hammerhead.
Do they
You
use
MFer. What?
Do
Hello?
they use a lot of the same scripts?
The only thing that I take issue with is I grew up in a certain church, like Catholic church, and we had certain hymns that were the way they were sung all the time.
Exactly.
And then you go to I think the differentiation point with a lot of these different services are the type of hymns they sing. And the
Is
hymns
this
that
what is
I've
known
always
as a
noticed.
praise? Do they have like praise music instead of
No.
hymns?
No, they have hymns.
Do they have a piano
They have
player and an
little
organ?
band.
They had an organ, and then they made an announcement that they're not going to pop for the new pipe organ, and they're going to go back to the piano.
Oh,
So
that's
what
nice.
they're
That's
what
good.
they're doing. But the thing is, the notes of all the things. I joked about Carla when she
Yes.
was singing up at the chapel up in Maine, and the fact is, right now the notes that we're hearing are for me always very confusing, and I changed them. We are all the shepherds going to the
Right.
baby, and it confuses the hell out of me, and it doesn't seem to have the proper meter.
Do they have
you
a
know?
chorus?
They
Like a choir,
No,
yeah.
no,
Choir,
they
I
actually
apologize.
no. You know what? These things that they sing, Oscar, do not have the refrain. They only
Okay.
have like segment, then segment, then segment.
What he
then
meant
segment.
was
Usually
like a
4 of
choir.
them.
Do they have a
Right.
choir or
They don't have a
anyone?
choir.
No, it's just a
No
piano.
choir.
At St. Catherine's, they used to have like a group, and I don't even know what they did. They just stood there. But then after a while, you hear "Amen." I'm like, oh, these people get paid for this?
Well, they volunteer, but they get the robes.
They get those robes.
They get the robes.
Yeah,
Mike,
and you
it's-
want to have a lot of fun, you wear those to brunch. That's a lot of fun. We'll take a break. When we come back, speaking of meeting listeners, I want to take the temperature of our listeners. I want to do it orally. I don't want to do it any other way.
Thank
but
God.
I'd like to take the temperatures. Hey, West Coasters, stay tuned and get ready to correspond because the whole Mike O'Mara Show crew would like to know how you feel. Last little thing before we put the finishing touches on a potential live show.
What?
We'll talk about that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You need life insurance.
Yes.
You have to have life insurance. There's no two ways about it. You owe it to yourself and your family, but you haven't bought it yet. I want to ask you, why? Sorry. It's my tribute to Nancy Kerrigan. No more excuses. Today's the day, and luckily Encore can make it easy and economical for you. Encore surveys the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry. They compare the premiums. It's the fastest and easiest way to get the life insurance you need. Encore does all the work so you don't have to. There's no obligation. No salesman will bother you, and it's FREE free, people. Just call toll-free. 866-347-5748. That'll get you your free life insurance quote, and it's easy, easy, easy. Or you can visit smartterm.com, SMARTTERM.com. You'll find the license disclaimer and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Check them out as a favor to us, but mostly for yourself. Please do it today. Okay,
Yes.
We are getting down to the wire on decision 2014 about our live show. We're working out some details. I want people to know that normally at a time like this, I would give you the standard pat radio comment. What people have been really asking us about when we're going to come. Well, no, they haven't, and it's maybe because we haven't talked about it, and because they haven't, I want to tap into the enthusiasm level for the live shows. One of the reasons we do live shows is to support the show.
Right.
We do it to monetize the show. It is a money-making venture for the show. But number two, it is the chance to meet the listeners and get out and see the listeners,
I would
which we
say
don't do that often.
After running the numbers, it's more about meeting the listeners.
Well, that
we haven't had
concerns me.
this discussion yet, but
Okay,
flights
all right.
How about
across
this?
the country.
If we were to meet a lot of listeners,
yes,
would that change it? We'd have to meet like
if you were going to be, if say the profit came in from that show, right? There's a show where a businessman comes in and says, "Okay,
I thought you meant a prophet, like someone who was going to tell us the future."
Let's look at your business, and then let's look at your margins.
Right.
This would be something he'd look at and say,
"Oh, I think Oscar. I think the prophet is here.
The prophet's here."
I say do the show. Anyway, go ahead. All right.
Thank you, Swami.
He would say, if we're talking margins, this is the lowest margin you have for the most effort.
I see.
But I would say, profit, you don't understand the business of show.
Right.
That it's all about engaging and the camaraderie between you and your listeners.
It is. And the fact is, in general, we would like to know from you guys if you still have the passion and the interest for a live show. And what I'm talking about is just getting some feedback. I'm doing this to get some feedback from you guys out online to let me know, yes, we want you to. Just want to be reminded,
right.
And then the details will follow. The logistics will follow, and we are very, very happy to do that. But the fact is, Oscar mentions, this is a daunting situation to get out there and get all of us out there and get our equipment out there and get the rooms out there and get the band out there and get up on stage and do it. And the fact is, we're not Aerosmith. We are a mom and pop operation, and we need to know the level of enthusiasm. And we want to just test it a little bit before we make our final decision.
Put our toe in the water, yeah.
And then the rules will still apply that we have a cutoff point. And last time we did it, it was 400.
Yes.
To be honest with you, that's probably the same barometer that we have. We'd like to get 800 like we did the last time, and we want to make sure that you're going to plan on doing that. And so this is the initial salvo for me telling all of you. Let me know if are you.
Mike, this is what comes before the save the date card. We're not even to a point. We're not sending out invitations. We're not asking you to save the date. We're just trying to gauge human interest.
Yes.
I'm going to read a lot of emails over the weekend based on this particular show, and I'm going to decide with Oscar and with Rob early next week, if we come in next week and talk about our live show and see if we're going to do it.
And I have one suggestion is that if we choose to do it, and I hope we do, but if it proves that it's something we can do, let's let Pony handle all the airfare.
Oh, great.
Pony. Oh, my God. Can you imagine if we don't book Pony's flight?
Oh, he won't
make
it.
I know.
Can't make it to the live show.
We're on in 2 hours. Where's Pony? He's in St. Louis.
Didn't know the flights sell out.
I tell you, Carla had this idea, and Oscar, did you finally see the video that I put on Facebook of you dancing as a small child?
Yes.
Carla's, threw this out to me, and the whole reason for me doing a live show would be Oscar recreating that particular dance. That would be incredibly special. Well, now I'm going to have to be talked out of doing the live show.
Oscar, how are you as a dancer? Because I know you're not much of a singer.
If I'm drunk, I'm great.
Yeah. Does everyone else have to be drunk?
Rob, what are you going to do? What are you going to do at the live show? What is something if we decide to do a live show? What you have been putting with all of your Elvis posts and with all of the things that you care about? What have you put any of that oversized cranium on anything other than Paul McCartney and Elvis Presley? Have you thought about something that you might bring to the table? He's drumming the answer. I already have my answer.
The answer is, Mike, a spectacular multimedia presentation.
No, that's what we did at the last show.
No,
that's something
it's so much more than that.
Really?
It is. I'm loath to reveal details now.
Can I say something that I just get? Because this is like the way I live my life on this show.
Right.
I get ideas more. Some of the best ideas I get are actually when we're doing the show.
Sure.
As I asked you that question, my mind began to wander.
Yes.
And I suddenly, Oscar's going to hate this. I know he's going to hate this. I suddenly pictured you and I up on stage doing a cooking segment in Chef's Hats.
Oh, that would be great.
You like that?
Not
you
at
like the way
all.
that sounds?
No.
Not at all. No, you hate
that.
that.
Doesn't translate.
Well, it's live. It doesn't translate on the radio.
Does
but
everyone
it would
get to taste what you make?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
It would
you're gonna
translate.
have
We
enough
bring
for 800
we're
people.
gonna
No,
make
not
scampi
800
for
people.
800.
You don't. Excuse me. Does Emeril Lagasse feed everybody? No, he sets up tables up on the
But
stage
he's
and he's
known
and he feeds. Yes,
for
he's
his
known.
cuisine. You make
Rob.
bad shrimp.
Rob and I. Wow. Rob, maybe we can have hey, look, what's hot nowadays is the cooking competition.
Exactly.
We could have a cooking competition segment up on stage.
Cupcake
I think
Wars.
the audience.
We
I
are
think
the cupcakes.
And incidentally, I've got the name for our cooking segment.
What
all right,
is? Yeah.
Beanbag and the Manatee. That's what it's called. It's called Beanbag and the Manatee, and
morning show.
we have a great time up there. I think we could pull it off.
I
Rob.
absolutely guarantee you we could. What we need to do, no matter what you and I, if we do something that's together, that's a me and you thing, it
Right.
has to involve competition because
Right.
that's what get our juices
What
going.
about setting up a double dare obstacle course and watch you guys go through it?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
All right. Why don't you kiss my ass?
What?
All right,
What?
because that's not going to
That'd be
happen.
fun. I think the
Oscar,
younger
that is-
crew. in
Oscar,
the
I
room
just
would
not
ran
gonna
the
happen.
numbers. We can't afford the slime. Too much. The slime is too costly.
I will reveal on Monday if we are going to not Monday, but I will reveal we are. This is West Coast. We're not doing this on the East Coast. We're talking about and that's why we're talking about logistics right now,
Right.
And the expense of doing it and getting it out there. We really, I think you can tell by this discussion, we really would love to,
Absolutely.
but there are realities in the way we do the show now,
Dollars.
and feeding our families that we have to take into account. And so those details start with the level of enthusiasm from you, the listener. If you would make it an event and want to come out to our live
Let
show,
us know.
so we're and we'd love to do it for you.
Yes.
We just need to know: are you guys into it? And I mean this sincerely. I'm not trolling right here. I am not fishing. I am trying to get legitimate listener feedback from our West Coast listeners. And if you want it, let me know, because that's the first step in this. And then Oscar's been working very hard behind the scenes
Yes.
to put stuff together. And we'll Oscar, do you think it'd be out of school to say if we get the feedback we're looking for, some positive feedback?
Yeah, we can
might
make
have
an
announcement next week
by the
All
end
right.
of the week, I imagine.
Cool.
Very good.
Cool.
Speaking of announcements, I do want to give this a plug, because our friends at the Big O and Duke Show, which includes our
thank
own
God.
Oscar Santana, is doing a live event in August, which is something to do with musicians and you boys. Can you tell us about that,
well,
please?
Mike, the great thing about our shows is that we share listenerships and we promote each other, and I appreciate you for bringing this up. This not this Friday, which is today, next Friday.
So a week from today.
A week from today, we are having a live show at Jam and Java. It's Summer Suds and Strings. We'll have 2 live bands. We'll get on stage for a little bit.
And that's the place in Vienna, right?
It's in Vienna, Virginia. Tickets are $15, and I have to tell you that when we get together, it's like we talked about now. It's about hanging out with our listeners, our friends, and our family. And the doors open at 6. The band's at the stage at 8. And it's a Friday night. What a way to cap off the summer than to hang out with your boys. Summer Suds and Strings. That's next Friday. And again, it is at Jam and Java. It's Summer Suds and Strings. Thank you, Mike.
It's a
Appreciate
great
it.
venue, Mike. It is intimate without being crowded.
Yes.
It's a really great place to see a show.
The Summer Suds represent beer.
How's that?
The Strings represent musicianship.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it.
Some
And,
solid bands that you probably wouldn't see in this area that we're bringing in. So come support the cause.
And that's a nice price point you have for those
Yeah.
tickets, too. That's $15, not the price you're going to pay if we do a West Coast.
That's right. That's on the
Wanted to
West
mention
Coast.
that.
We got to
Sure.
fly
Yes,
there.
West Coast,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the flying thing.
Yeah.
that,
And we have to allow
that
for the
makes it all
time
special.
difference.
Is it bad karma? Last thing before we go to
Yeah.
break here. Is it bad karma for me to be saying, I hate to say this, but I have to, because a lot of people are thinking it. Okay, Ice Bucket Challenge. You did great. You did great, but enough.
Yeah.
I'm completely
You're toast.
saturated with it now.
So
I
to
really
speak.
am. Saturated. Get it? Yeah, saturated.
You know what drove me
Fantastic.
crazy? When I was scrolling through my feed last night, I saw a guy complaining about the people who were complaining about the ice bucket challenge. And then I realized that I said, if this has gone that deep that people are bitching about it at that level, then I think it is sort of past its due. I think the thing sort of ended when a former U.S. president got ice water on his head.
I think that was a great way to end it too. I think that was a fantastic way to end it.
but
it was like
charity. I'm
It is
with
charity.
you guys. I agree. Trust me.
It is charity. It is charity.
And it's tough because the people that are doing it now, and because we live in this world, because we have such an immediate place to vent and to
Right.
talk and to share.
Right.
And especially you, Mike, because you're in the way that you're in the public eye. When you did yours, let's say a little more than a week ago.
Yeah.
It was still timely. It was something new. Now I feel because we do what we do for a living that anybody that's doing it now, though they're doing it for charity, they're a bunch of hacks.
Yeah.
I do. It's
Right?
like
It's
it's
so
the same way
wrong.
I
It's
feel
so
when you get the old video posted on Facebook that's that was posted a year ago. I feel the same way. It's the same way when I see the Rascal Scooters outside the bar, Mike's Bar in Florida. Yuck, yuck, yuck that I've seen 750 times.
If you were to put your finger on the pulse of the world, mostly America, but the world, what do you think the people, the moment they get tired of the Ice Bucket Challenge is the moment they do the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Oh, yeah.
After they've done it, that's when they're done with
That's it.
it.
They're
That's it. Because if they've done it, there's nothing else for them. And it boils down to us being selfish. I'll cop to that.
Well, the fact is that is the karma factor because they are raising significant amounts of money
Huge
for
money.
ALS
And awareness.
ALS research and awareness for it too, and that's a good thing as well. And I think really we talked about it yesterday on the show with the world events and the kind of week that we've all had collectively as a society over the last 2 weeks. With the incident in Ferguson, Missouri, and with Robin Williams, and now with the that horrible murder of the journalist by ISIS. I think this is something that's not only positive, but also something that is light and fluffy and
Fun.
Do you look at it, Rob? I look at it as almost something that's like tiding us over until the fall TV season.
I see that. I
terrible thing to
absolutely
say.
do. This
It's a
is
terrible thing
No,
to
no,
say.
this is you know what? And anyone who has any organization that is dependent on raising funds, they're killing themselves for not thinking of it because
Yeah,
it's
but what's
brilliant.
going to be next?
But you know what? They have to be real careful with what they do next because it can't even smack of this, or they'll be accused of stealing it.
But
They
you know
really-
that there is every major organization,
Oh, yeah.
probably charitable and not charitable, that looks at something viral and they realize how simple it is. You can't. I've learned this about the internet. We discussed it. Maybe on the bonus show this week we discussed the fact that I should do things to go viral on video and do that type of thing. But the fact is, viral videos are just like that. They are a virus. They are something that you don't see coming.
It's natural.
It's natural. It's organic. It's not something really that ever works on a completely premeditated level. And even when they do, for example, a viral video example I would have would be those kids that do the ball throwing around and then they jump into the pool.
Yeah.
Even when they reprise that, even when they go back and they do it again, it loses so much of its authenticity and its credibility because, okay, been there, done that.
Another example. Remember that commercial I played for you? I think it was on Tuesday about the mall in Missouri.
Yes.
There's a haircuts, denim.
And incidentally, Rob Spiewak, once again, ahead of the national media on that. He dove right into it right away. That was the morning, right? That came out that morning
And
that you had that.
And the day after, the guy who did that commercial came out and did a little media, and he said, I made it bad on purpose so people would talk about it. And you know what? America dropped it like a hot potato. You didn't see
like
a word
immediately.
about it because you know what? America doesn't want to be schnookered into a viral video.
Yeah.
It has to
Right.
happen organically or the
Right.
magic is gone.
Well, we've talked about, as I said, I always hate to repeat if we're doing something on the bonus show, but I will tell Oscar his favorite that I went ahead and checked out, spent a good long time with Bat Dad yesterday. I know you're shaking your head, Rob. I know you're shaking your head about this.
It's dumb. That's
no,
the problem with
no,
it.
there's some love. There's so much
It's
love.
beautiful.
In that. Yeah, it's really
It's
great.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
If you haven't
Billy
seen
Bush.
it, it's a great, great.
And their kids
It's
are going to
beautiful,
cherish that.
guys.
When they get older, they'll
Yep,
remember.
when they're locking their father up in the home, they're going to say, "Well, at least we have the cowl."
Rob, finish your peas. Make sure you finish your peas right now. We're going to be late for the school bus. Jesus Christ, I love that. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Oscarazzi coming up next.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Show bonus hour, we do what we always do. We solve the world's problems for you. You're our biggest supporters, the people that subscribe to the Mike O'Mara Show bonus hour. And on this week, we talk about dog poo. That's right. What could help you more than dog poo? All on the Mike O'Mara Show bonus hour right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
And on this week, let me criticize myself. And on this week,
You were excited.
You dumbass.
You were talking about dog poop. You liked
What a
it.
dope.
It
And
was
on
fine.
this week, what is this week with George Stephanopoulos? Come on, dumbass. Anyway, welcome back to the show. You know I talk about my Sleep Number bed constantly, and there's a good reason. I love it, the dual-air technology. And my Sleep Number bed has significantly reduced my back pain, and my wife and I sleep better than we ever have before. If you say you can't afford a Sleep Number bed, ask yourself this. Can you really afford another lousy night of sleep? The answer is no. I'm buying a new Sleep Number for my colon. Please do me a favor and check out the full line of Sleep Number beds with dual air and Sleep IQ technology. When you get one, you'll be like me and wonder how you ever slept without it. And please drop me a line if you get one. I'd love to hear from you. This Labor Day Sleep Number store have all beds on sale at the Sleep Number stores. They're on sale during the biggest sale of the year. My Sleep Number setting is an 80. Carlos is an 85. Only one place in the world to find the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology, and that is a Sleep Number store. Right now, during the biggest sale of the year, all beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That's 800-511-0061, and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Time to cue that wonderful music. That means it's time for Oscar Razzie.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Say it ain't so. Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey are getting a divorce.
No!
Who saw this coming? Apparently they've been separated since May and living apart.
Yeah!
And lawyers are saying it's a done deal. What?
Now, Mike, do you remember when William Conrad played Nick Cannon?
Yeah. I tell you that Nick Cannon, he's a damn good game show host. That is mine.
Sources say that trouble started in Paradise when Nick was on Big Boy's radio show on the West Coast.
Well, it's my favorite show, Mike.
And he played the Big Boy game where he named 5 celebs he slept with.
Oh, really?
Nick named 5, but their sources say that Mariah was insane when he named Kim Kardashian as one of the women he slept with.
Oh, God. Another slut. Slut to slut. Wow. So she got pissed about that because he never told her in private.
Probably never told her.
It never came up, Mike.
How many men do you think Kim Kardashian banged during her little career?
It's
wasn't that how she made her that's how she made her hay as a slut?
The best way to do it is percentages. She has been with 22% of the men.
It got worse when Nick went on Howard Stern and talked about Mariah not giving it up before they got hitched. She went nuclear.
Wow. Or nuclear.
Nuclear. Is it nuclear?
Yes. You said nuclear.
Oh, I thought you said nuclear.
No, you said it the way that Jimmy Carter used to say it.
Oh.
Nuclear. You know who corrected me on that? A famous person corrected me on that. Even though I normally would say nuclear, which is the proper way of pronouncing it, but a lot of people say nuclear, which is the incorrect. And Dennis Miller actually stepped on me for doing that live in studio.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I said, I really admired him back then. Now he's a dope.
You're saying it wrong, babe. You said it wrong, babe.
Yeah.
Well, the story goes that she's also obsessed and upset about his work ethic. And
you know what Dennis Miller would say to you right now? You want to know what I'm upset about?
What's that,
People
Dennis?
use the word nuclear.
Are you also upset by the fact you can't hold a job?
Thank you very much, Rob Spiewak.
You went conservative and you stopped being funny. What happened?
Yeah, I know. I wish he was just doing his stand-up. I really wish he hadn't become a pundit. I hate that. I really do.
This is interesting because Nick is apparently incredulous about...
Incredulous.
He doesn't believe it.
And bitching about his work ethic, he says he's generated over $75 million for the family since 2011.
Wow. So in other words, what he's telling her is that he's now the breadwinner when he was marrying her because he thought that would be his meal ticket.
Mike, he's the breadwinner. She's the bread eater.
Oh, that is just wrong.
Now, she looks, in her latest videos, she looks pretty good, Rob.
Even when she gets big, I think she's still beautiful.
Yeah,
but
I don't
sometimes
think
she walks the line, a la Johnny Cash.
Well, she just had twins, man.
Yeah,
and
I like
beautiful
those twins.
And I love her Christmas music.
Yeah,
I love
great album.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but she's not
Christmas
making $75 million, is she?
No, she's not.
these
And I think
Not
she's
since
tried
they put that bakery in.
That's the biggest news. Moving on, you still haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
No,
I have not.
Julia saw it last night, fell in love with
See?
it. Yeah.
You guys, come on.
Yeah,
come
come
on.
on.
Get out
In fact, we're
there.
going to the movies tonight, and I can't talk Carla into going to it. We're going to go see the Helen Mirren movie. That's what we're going to see.
Can't wait to hear
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
I know you.
Is it now? Is that the softcore one, or is
Yeah, we're going to the Triple X Theater.
nice the art theater, Mike?
Yeah, the Art Theater.
Chris Pratt,
The Spank 3.
also known as Star-Lord.
Who's Star-Lord?
Chris Pratt. You've
Chris
probably
Pratt.
seen him, right?
Yeah, I like Chris Pratt. Good guy. Cool
He
guy.
stopped by Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and spent more than 5 hours dressed up as Star-Lord. They did a screening there, and then he walked around from room to room.
So cool.
Isn't Chris Pratt, wasn't he in Moneyball too? Wasn't Chris Pratt in Moneyball?
I'm not sure. He may have been.
I think he
yeah.
played, he played...
Ford's cooperating.
Yeah, it was Scott Hatterberg.
Scott Hatterberg. He played Scott Hatterberg in Moneyball. Way to go.
Look at that.
Rofo.
Look at
Yeah,
that. Look
there
at
you
that.
go.
Nice pull.
This is such
Exactly
an amazing,
what I was talking about.
Such an amazing story because Robert had to spend one Christmas in the hospital, and about every 8 hours, something would come by, or some people would come by and do something for all the kids in that wing because it was Christmas, and it means the world, not just to the kids, but to the parents. And the fact that this guy did this on his own, it means he is just such a class act.
He is enjoying his fame, and he's using it for good. I love that.
Pretty damn cool. Robin Williams, I think you're right, guys. There's like this hangover after his death.
Yeah.
It's still part of
very much so.
It's top of mind, and details from his ceremony has come out. He was cremated, and his ashes were scattered in the San Francisco Bay. Those were his wishes. It was an intimate ceremony. It happened the day after he passed. What I will say is that even though the Emmys are coming up and people are still eulogizing him, I got to tell you that these videos that fans are making that are still popping up on Facebook, it still strikes me. Like I'm moved.
Yeah, and you're not alone.
These things, right?
A lot of people react like that, and it's just still sad. He was said that is an amazing tribute to his life force. That's all it is. The reason this is hanging on for everybody is because people are all banged up. People that were never friends of Robin Williams, that never knew Robin Williams, just knew him because of his work and his attitude. You absolutely took it for granted. Yep, really an amazing human being is what he was.
Gentlemen, did you know, and this is the last one, Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent are in a big beef?
I saw
he
this
is
video.
Not. Floyd Mayweather is not an amazing human being.
No, he's not.
Robin Williams is an amazing human being. I don't count Floyd. I've watched that reality show. I don't put him into that nice category that you put Robin Williams into.
Right. They used to be best of friends, and apparently, like most friendships when you have falling outs with family members, it's about money.
Robin Williams and Floyd Mayweather were best of friends?
No, 50 Cent and 50 Floyd Mayweather.
Now, did he owe him 50 cents? Is that what the problem was?
He reports up to $2 million.
Oh, no, that much.
If you remember, Floyd had to go jail for about 3 months a couple years ago.
Right.
And before he went, 50 Cent alleges that he asked 50 Cent to take care of his Money Mayweather Promotions, his boxing side.
Yes.
And when 50 Cent, who's more of a businessman, you remember he made that deal with Vitamin Water, and then Coke bought Vitamin Water, and he had $100 million stacked up after that. He said he looked into Money Mayweather Promotions, and he realized that there was no LLC, no license, there was nothing set up for that company. It was all being done in cash.
He had nothing.
Nothing. You get nothing. There is no documentation. There's nothing in there. There's no legal documents. You don't have have anything signed? Where are the lawyers? Where are the accountants? Nothing.
So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
apparently what has happened is that when Mayweather got out, 50 Cent said, hey, look what I've done. Now you're legitimate. You have everything set up.
Right.
And then Mayweather's like, well, okay, that's cool. And he's like, well, I spent $2 million getting this together. He goes, how about we go half and half? And Mayweather said no.
Oh, boy.
Right.
So now...
You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. All those guys named Floyd. I learned that when I used to watch the Andy Griffith Show.
That's right. That's right.
Anybody named Floyd, you got a problem. You know.
They have this big beef, and the latest...
And Mike, what about Raymond Floyd?
Raymond Floyd, no. Last name doesn't matter. Good golfer, nice man. Don't worry about Raymond Floyd.
And the latest chapter is you've got 50 Cent on Instagram alleging and actually challenging Floyd Mayweather to read an entire paragraph or a page. Is it a page or a chapter?
It's a page. He ripped a page out of the book.
Of Harry Potter without messing up, he's basically alleging he's illiterate. And he'll say if he does do this, he'll give $750,000 to charity.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Calls
I'm just
him out.
right now, suddenly my mind's wandering, and I'm picturing Floyd the barber at a weigh-in for a major prize fight. You know? Yeah, so, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Hi, Andy. I've been training real hard. Yeah, we're working really hard, running my laps, looking for those good sparring partners.
Floyd.
Yeah. Hi, Rob. Hi, Oscar. Hi, Floyd.
Hey, Floyd.
Have you noticed that your left hook is a lot weaker since the stroke?
Yeah, I have to sit on the left side of the car to do my scene. Yeah. Okay, go. All right, Manny Pacquiao.
No word from Floyd's camp. But that's Oscarazzi for your Friday.
Yay, Oscarazzi. Thank you. We will take a break and come back with the Audio Vault on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hello, this is Matt Bloom. Pony Boy. We wanted to bring some sizzle to the Thursday mailbag. So they brought me in, Mr. Excitement, to really get you guys riled up. If you want to get in on the red hot action, just send an email to rob@mikeomarashow.com. That's Rob with 2 B's. Or if you like mail, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. I hate mail. It's too slow. I crave action. So if you have a question or comment, send it along. And now, time for a nap.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You probably tried Hulu on your computer. Hulu Plus is so much more.
Yeah.
Hulu Plus has all the current season episodes of your favorite shows, like America's Got Talent, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Saturday Night Live, and The Mindy Project. Watch every episode of shows like Everybody Loves Raymond, Everybody Hates Chris, Kitchen Nightmares, and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And even better, Hulu Plus works on your computer, smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, pretty much any streaming device you already own. Pony Boy loves watching Hulu Plus when he's feeding his sugar glider and enjoying a bone dry.
Hey, Betty.
Hulu Plus lets Pony enjoy what he wants to watch whenever his Matt Bloom schedule allows. Nice. Because by now, he craves action. Hulu Plus also has anime and Korean dramas, so Pony can watch his favorite show, Family Guy, and also catch Naruto, One Piece, and Attack on Titan. All in the same place. Hulu Plus, only $7.99 a month to get your shows anytime, anywhere. But right now, I'm offering my listeners a 2-week free trial when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS. That's a whole extra week free. Please make sure that you use huluplus.com/TMOS so you get that extended free trial and so that they know that we sent you. It keeps the lights on and gives you a better deal. One more time, huluplus.com/TMOS. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for Friday, August 22nd, 2014. Rob Spiewak.
I was so pleased to see that lady with the Ebola was released from the hospital. Isn't that great? That they are
doesn't
able
that mean they cured it? They
Pretty
cured
much,
it, right?
yeah, they
No
did.
Ebola.
And it means that there's one more chance, Mike, to play this song.
I love this song.
It's a
This
great
is a
song.
great parody.
It went just the way I thought it would.
Right.
There is a new restaurant, Mike, and it's called the Troy Restaurant in Staten Island, New York, and they focus on your favorite genre of food, medieval food.
Oh, medieval food. Okay, I'm going.
And the commercial is something to see, and I put it on our Facebook page. But
Mr. O'Mara won't be eating any medieval food for probably the next month or so.
He's gone medieval on his ass, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
thank
want you to hear the voiceover of the man who hosts the commercial. As a student of voice, I think you'll appreciate his read.
Welcome to the Empire of Taste. How many excuses do you need to eat great food? Correct. No, wouldn't it be cool to try what you have never tried before? The story is perfectly short and amazingly interesting. Do you ever wonder what your ancestors during the early ages or medieval era ate for lunch? What was for dinner? What they'd beaten at night? Raw meat, live fish, screaming birds. Remember, fridge was not invented yet.
Remember, fridge was not invented yet.
Fridge was not invented. They had to kill animal, cook on fire right away.
We, at Troy, uncovered a few very interesting recipes. Our chef adapted them to contemporary stomachs, made the meals taste great, using finest spices and open fire. No gimmicks, no kidding, just the best of the past.
The fact that they're selling
I love
medieval
it.
food is a gimmick. That's a gimmick.
It's a total gimmick. I'm riveted by this guy. I want to go to the restaurant.
You need to watch the ad. It's really kind of
Jesus,
spellbinding.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Are you familiar, Oscar? I don't even ask Mike because he won't know. With rapper Talib Kweli.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're one of his favorites. He's a hip hop.
I've got Talib's last album. I downloaded his last album.
Oh, yeah.
I have all of Talib's music.
You like it? What's the favorite song again? What's the single?
The single, that it's not the hit, but it's the one that I like the most. It's Heading Out to the Old Livery Stable.
That's the one.
Right.
And I think he was on CNN promoting that livery stable record. He had a run-in with CNN's Don Lemon about Ferguson. They were actually in Ferguson.
Oh, man.
And this got really awkward really fast.
On CNN.com right now, you have a story up that says, Ferguson calm until bottles fly. Well, that's inaccurate because I was there that night. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what happened. Well, the first thing in the story it says is police chased down men. Well, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. I was there, right there, with the article, the situation he was talking about. I was right there. That's what happened. Let me finish my point.
That's not what happened.
Let me finish my. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. No, you're not because you're talking.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna let you finish your point.
Let me finish my point before you talk.
Okay, let me
finish my point before you talk.
I want to address
something you said. Can I finish my point? We don't have to have an interview if I can't talk. If I can't talk, we don't have to have an interview.
Okay,
For real, can I finish my point, though? Well, you're interrupting me
that's
and
what
telling me you're going to let me talk.
Where you were, and police say you're not seeing everything that happens, that goes on. You can't see everything that happens.
I'm only telling you my perspective. Can I finish telling you my perspective, and then you can respond? Because that's how you have a conversation.
I understand that. In order to have a conversation, you have to listen to me as well.
Okay, well, let me just explain something. I would listen to you if you had the decency. Let me finish. If you had the decency to greet me.
I do have the
decency.
I invited you to come on.
All right, let me tell you what happened. You didn't invite me. Nicole invited me. First of all, you came up. You didn't even say nothing to me. You on your phone the whole time. You asked how to pronounce my name, and then you have no respect for who I am. So let me finish saying what I have to say, or else I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Either I can finish saying what I'm out. You asked
say
me.
What you have to say
I was
now.
out here
Finish.
from my perspective.
Go ahead.
All right, for what I saw with my own eyes.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, and I was there on the ground.
See, that is not going on Don Lemon's demo reel.
But to be fair, I would ask him, is it Qualib? Like, I need to know,
I would need to know.
Right.
But it was awkward. And
I mean, if your name is Talib Qualib, people are going to ask you how to pronounce your name.
And it's not an outtake. That went out live. So that was pretty exciting.
Does that not fit into the entire theme of this being a total circus out there?
Yes,
it
a
does.
manufactured circus. Yes, a tragic shooting of a young man who lost his life. We do not know the facts. They have turned it into a circus, and they deserve what they
I'm not
get.
going to ask 50 Cent how to say cent. You know?
Exactly. But you might have to ask him about
cent.
Is it 50? It's 50. I'll save you the tape. TMZ, Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, is suing them because they reported he was in jail for stealing razor blades. He did not. So he's suing TMZ.
Well, the whole thing would have been avoided if he went to harrys.com.
Tell me about it, Mike.
Yeah,
and now here's the sound of a British guy putting a lit firecracker in his pocket.
Put it half in your pocket first so it definitely goes in. Come here, let's see what it's done to your leg.
And if you're wondering, Mike, yes, a firecracker can draw blood.
Can I hear that one more time? I know we're running late.
All right,
Can I
then
hear
let's
that one
close
more
with
time,
this,
please?
okay?
Put it half
All right,
in your
thank you.
pocket first so it definitely goes in.
Oh my God!
Come here, let's see what it's done to your leg. Don't be bastard. Well, he gets to play with fireworks.
Yeah, you know what? Mike, if the British didn't hate the 4th of July before that, they hate it now. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Oh, man, leave them laughing. That is a good one. That's it. We got to get out of here. That concludes our broadcast day. But dry your eyes. It's not goodbye, just so long. You can always write us a letter. Send it to CMOS, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. And this particular weekend, you can also let us know, how do you feel about that potential live show on the West Coast? We want to get your feedback. You clamor for it, we're going to bring it to you. If you'd like to be a part of the legendarily popular Thursday mailbag segment, drop a line to the Jolly One, Rob, at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, the official e-voice line remains open at 800-440-8167. Open all the time, no waiting. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.